you don't mind, the Barack thing, the Barack Obama, I think it's a distraction, but at the same token, why is everybody pissed off? Everybody in the View and everybody's mad. Oh, how dare you go after the next president? He's not untouchable. Look at the precedent they set with Trump, with everything that they did with Trump, Pat, from trying to arrest him for 100 years, from Mar-a-Lago, this and all that shit. They shot him in the freaking head, and that no ex-president is untouchable. Okay, I can show you the mugshot of Donald Trump, okay? And then think about this. He tried to, Obama and them, if it's all factual, they tried to overthrow the government. We picked who we picked. We picked Trump, and they tried to undermine him. He used the FBI, he used the CIA, Pat. You know what they should have? Have a public trial. I don't give this Epstein stuff. Okay, have a public trial. Okay, and if he's guilty, put Obama's ass in jail for the rest of his freaking life. Okay, because people need to know, Pat, if this happens again and somebody comes in, they can look back and go, "Oh shit, let's not do it because Obama's in jail for this shit."
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Marc Perspective, where this show is about to go into a little more deeper into the accusations against Barack Obama. Okay, because on this show we don't just tiptoe around uncomfortable truths; we interrogate them. And yes, so we're going to be talking about Barack Hussein Obama and why he must be held accountable. So everybody, as you know, Tulsi Gabbard released some documents, and Tulsi Gabbard, she's the director of the National Intelligence, and when she released these documents, it suggests that the Obama administration probably manufactured and politicized intelligence to create the now infamous Trump-Russia collusion narrative. And if this is true, this isn't just political theater. It's a betrayal of democratic trust. So I hope there's people out there that's jumping up and saying, Obama, especially somebody saying that this is old. Why are they going after old presidents? Because of revenge and all this other stuff. Remember, this is what the Democrats were saying from the beginning, because they knew that this information was going to be leaked, and the American people would see it. And so they kept saying he's going to go after his political enemies. And so they want to say Obama and Biden and Hillary Clinton are his political enemies. But remember, when Trump first came into office, he said, please leave Hillary Clinton alone. But Hillary Clinton is pure evil, and she just couldn't do that. She had to sit there and say that he was an illegitimate president and that he knew it. And they just kept going on and on and on. And they try to ruin his life. I mean, they try to kill him, but not just him, other people, innocent people that they got them arrested, charged, just put a bad light on them. And now, that the truth is coming out, you just can't say, well, okay, this is bad and leave it alone, because people's lives were ruined because of this. They tried to kill a man. They tried to kill President Trump. So you just can't sit down and say this is old. Leave it alone. No, because when it was him, they went back. They said 30, 50 years ago, President Trump did this, and they wouldn't stop. But with this, 10 years ago, 2016, almost 10 years, 2016, 2017, just leave it alone? No. President Obama must be held accountable.
He wants to see all those who perpetuated this fraud against our country, who betrayed our country and the Constitution, to be thoroughly investigated and held accountable.
What is the accountability that you would like to see if this current president is the one who brought the case to the Supreme Court and Chief Justice Roberts made clear in his opinion that a sitting president's responsibilities in office cannot lead to prosecution? Immunity. So what is it the President Trump wants regarding President Obama, given that fact? And the special counsel at the time, Durham, when that Supreme Court matter was not in effect, could have charged anyone and did not. So on those 2 points, how do you respond?
Look, the president has made it clear that he wanted these documents to be declassified. He wanted the American people to see the truth, and now he wants those who perpetuated these lies and this scandal to be held accountable. As for what accountability looks like, as the director said, it's in the Department of Justice's hands, and we trust them to move this ball forward.
So now I want to play this video by CNN. They had the panel on, and it got a little chaotic because it's the conversation about Obama and so forth. But the host, Abby Phillips, this lady gets on my nerve. She's supposed to be the moderator, so she's supposed to be fair and balanced, but she's a hardcore liberal, and every time the other side, like a conservative or somebody that doesn't agree with Democrats, say something, she's always on the attack. Or if one of these liberals say something stupid or offensive, she's always defending them. Abby Phillips is probably the worst host I've ever seen. I can't stomach her because she's not fair at all. Not fair. And the ratings aren't even great. So, they have to try to do this to make people look at their show. But when you have the host who can't even be fair enough to give everybody a right to their voice and allow people to the audience to decide what's right and what's wrong, it just does the show a disservice. And Abby Phillips really need to go because, man, she get on my nerves.
Here's the scandal.
Oh, do tell.
No votes, you just said, and I think you're right. Maybe they tried. It had no impact on the election. The scandal is this, that high-ranking Democrats abuse their intelligence positions to try to convince half the American people and one entire political party that Russia stole the 2016 election. And they succeeded. Today it is an article of faith among Democrats.
How did they?
I
think, Scott, you have to actually back that up. How did they do that, in your opinion? I mean, you're alleging that there was a conspiracy led by Obama to say that Russia changed the votes, which they did not say. So what are you talking about exactly?
I'm telling you that the program was this. They were shocked that Donald Trump won the election. They couldn't believe it. No. And so these people, I don't know who is responsible for it ultimately, but it deserves investigation.
Oh, wait a minute, just a minute ago, you were saying the Wall Street Journal.
Why don't you let me finish?
These
people wanted the American people to believe that it was an illegitimate president. That was the point.
The Obama deep state, multiple officials.
Yes. So what about
I sat here night after night on panel after panel.
Let's all calm down. Let's simmer down now. Okay, listen. Is Marco Rubio in the Obama deep state?
No, but this is
Marco Rubio in the Obama deep state?
No, but you are.
How is that?
Okay,
let's just bring it back to the facts here. Is Marco Rubio in the Obama deep state?
Did he author the Steele dossier?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Senator, Ambassador, let me go to you on this because there was a bipartisan committee that looked into this. That bipartisan committee was led in part by Marco Rubio, and they concluded what? What did they conclude? Was it that Russia interfered in the election or that Russia did not?
Well, that Russia interfered. They always do.
Okay. So is Marco Rubio...
It didn't change a vote.
It didn't, but what do people believe? What do people believe?
So hold on a second. Is this about what the intelligence community concluded, or is it about what you think the public believes? Are those two things the same, or are they different?
Abby, why would they believe it if they weren't told that by their government? They were told that by the White House.
If you are accusing people of crimes, okay,
I don't know if it's criminal, but it deserves investigation.
You might want to have your facts in order because
the facts are this. They told people
hold on a second.
Scott,
that's what they told you.
You cannot criminalize. You cannot target people with the law.
I think it deserves investigation.
By saying that they authored an assessment that says in plain text what Russia. Hold on a second. It says in plain text what Russia did in the election, and then you want to punish them for what people believe?
Yes, I want to punish them and investigate them.
That is absolutely
for
wrong.
leading the United States
All right,
down this
Keith, go ahead.
ridiculous black hole.
Two points.
Keith,
One
go
in
ahead,
response to Scott and one about the whole conversation. First of all, in the last segment, Scott was complaining because the Wall Street Journal was reporting factually based sourced argument, sourced information.
Unverified hearsay was the term.
Factually
Go
based
ahead.
sourced information.
Unverified hearsay.
And now he comes on making wild accusations
They're not wild.
with no factual basis. So there's a hypocrisy there.
What-
Wait,
what's
wait.
What's not factual?
My second
say
point.
something
You
here?
just spent the last half hour, Scott. You spent the last half hour monopolizing
Anna,
and
just give me 1
filibustering the
second. Let me let Keith
conversation.
finish his point, and
Jesus
then we can
Christ.
continue. Go
I
ahead,
wouldn't.
Keith.
First of all, I wouldn't
Scott,
take
please,
the Lord's
just-
name in vain on
Well, you
Scott.
have pretty much. So
Scott, please, just
secondly,
give us a moment. Go ahead.
Secondly, and this is the point that I think is the larger issue. This conversation is exactly the conversation Donald Trump wants us to be having. He doesn't want us to talk about the Epstein scandal, so he threw up Tulsi Gabbard to bring out this old, unsubstantiated charge against Barack Obama, who was 3 presidents ago, to get Scott Jennings on national television to get his base talking about that issue. It's all part of Donald Trump's plan, and Scott's playing right into it. We should be talking about how the Epstein scandal is preventing Congress from doing its job, preventing them from talking about jobs and health care and education and affordable housing, preventing them from doing the American people's work. But Scott is working with Donald Trump to get you talking about Barack Obama, who's not even the president.
Caroline,
Well,
oh,
actually, I would argue
a
that
quick
Democrats are
last word
really,
over
I would
here.
actually argue that Democrats are really having a heyday with the Epstein scandal instead of focusing on the things that matter like inflation and even the Medicaid reform if they really want to go there. But I think we're getting a little confused about what this Russia bombshell actually is.
It's not a
saying,
bombshell.
well, actually it is. It's showing that Obama was indeed the architect of the Russian collusion
Of what?
hoax. Because he fed fake intelligence to the media, which served as the
Wait a
basis
second.
for multiple smear
Hold on.
campaigns against the
What
sitting
exactly was
president.
he the architect of?
He's the one who gave his officials gave the assessment to the media that was derived from the discredited Steele dossier.
What did the assessment say?
The Steele dossier?
What did the assessment say? The IC assessment. What did it say?
The assessment was derived from the Steele dossier, which said that Trump was accused.
What did it actually say? Not what is it derived from. What did it actually say? What was the conclusion of the IC assessment?
I'm not going to
You can-
regurgitate it
no.
verbatim.
I've said it
The
1,000
conclusion was
times
that the
at this
Russians
table.
tried to meddle in the
Yes.
elections, that they had done all sorts of things, but
Exactly.
that there was no evidence
It did
that they
not
had changed the
say
result.
that they changed the votes. That is not what it said.
If you don't
Okay?
know that,
But
then you
also-
shouldn't be on the
also-
stage.
In, in any case,
Also, listen, this,
In any case.
this though.
yes.
Okay. So we are here saying, or some of you are saying that, high-level Democrats were trying to get half the country to believe that Donald Trump had not legitimately won the election. What I saw was Barack Obama greet then President-elect Trump in 2016 at the White House. I saw him properly transition with the Trump team. I saw him be at the swearing in of Donald Trump. I did not see him trying to lead an insurrection and fan the flames or stop the way that the House was going to certify the election. What did Donald Trump do when Joe Biden won? None of those things. None of those
You
things.
can make
Listen,
excuses for
listen,
it, but the fact is one political party takes it as an article, your party takes it as an article of faith that Russia stole the election.
Okay.
What
They
I
did
said
not.
to you was
Scott,
facts.
I'm sorry.
not.
I'm
Barack
sorry,
Obama
but
treated Donald
elections
Trump
ago.
Hold on a
as
second, guys.
legitimate,
We really have to go to break,
elected
but
president.
we have to go
Donald
to
Trump
break.
did not treat Joe Biden.
So you hear Abby Phillips, and man, she get on my nerves. But it's pretty sad, because Tulsi Gabbard didn't just make these accusations. She have receipts, and she can back up her claims. And the Democrats are mad because of the fact that Tulsi Gabbard has the actual proof showing that, there was some type of conspiracy going on. Okay? So let's lay into what was being said. I wrote some notes down here. So Gabbard's findings allege that Obama and top officials, well, who was it? Clapper, Brennan, Rice, Kerry, Lynch, they crafted a narrative that Russia interfered in the 2016 election to help Trump win. And the Steele dossier that was paid for by Clinton allies was reportedly used despite being labeled internet rumor by intelligence insider. So they used this fake dossier to not just go after Trump, but to spy on his campaign. This thing is huge. This is worse than Watergate, okay? This is huge. Also, and now Trump has called it treasonous conspiracy. So I agree with him, okay? I agree with him because it's I don't even have words for this. That this man who ran as hope and change, that he wasn't going to be like the regular Washington. He was for the people. He was exactly the swamp. He if you type in the word swamp, his face would come up. Obama was probably one of the worst presidents in history. And the sad part is I voted for him twice. Didn't know what I was getting myself into or what I was helping to get this country into. Obama has really destroyed America's credibility. He's destroyed our trust, and he's destroyed the progress that we've made to unify human beings instead of segregation and you're the black child. Now it's worse than ever. All blacks can do is blame whites for everything. Everything. White people don't know what to say. I've seen videos where they were kissing black people's feet. I mean, crazy, not kissing their feet, excuse me, washing their feet, calling them kings. I mean, stupid stuff. And I know it's probably appeasing, making them feel, but it was stupid, okay? I just don't know what to say. But anyway, I wrote down something. This isn't about defending Trump. It's about defending the principle that no one is above the law. And liberals have been saying that over and over, especially that Letitia James, that raggedy mouth woman continues saying that. And yet it's the liberals that break all type of crimes, just doing whatever they want. Okay? It's sad. Not a former president, not a beloved symbol of progress. If Obama's administration orchestrated a narrative to subvert the will of the people, then accountability isn't optional. It's essential. Yes, it is. So I understand he's the president and he's probably going to get some type of immunity, but I think he should be held accountable because what he did was use the intelligence committee to spy on a presidential candidate, okay? But not just spy, but then create a false narrative so that it created a division. It created a division, allowed innocent people to be harassed, go to jail, have their lives ruined, all for power and money. That is what the American people are dealing with. So we're going through our struggles trying to survive in life. And these people want so much money, so much power that they will destroy innocent people just to obtain this power and money. Okay? It's sickening. So Obama, responded. Well, his camp really, I don't know if Obama said anything, but he probably had his camp say something. And they called the allegations bizarre and a weak attempt at distraction. Distraction from what? They want us now to say that Epstein, and you know what the funny part is? Joe Biden was president for 4 years. Epstein was arrested under the Biden administration. Not one Democrat asked to read the transcripts or the Epstein files or whatever. Not one. Trump is in the White House. The Epstein files, they say, I don't know what's going on with that. But Democrats now want to go after this president. Oh, the Epstein files, the Epstein files. You didn't say it before. Why are you now crying about it? It kills me. The Epstein files. It's crazy. They're saying that this is all a distraction. And I'm saying from what? You know, from the erosion of institutional trust, from the uncomfortable reality that even our heroes may have clay feet. What do you think? I think so, you know, and, you know, I hope more people can realize that we are in some serious problems. And thank goodness that President Trump is putting it out there. If you want to say he's going after his political enemies, you can say that all you want. But this is serious, okay? This isn't no laughing matter. We have an ex-president, at one time was the president of the United States of America, committing treason. This is what our former president, our first black president, committed. And if we don't stand, I don't care what's your skin color, who you are, what your religion is. I don't care. What I do care is that people are held accountable. That's what I care about. And Obama, Brennan, Rice, Lynch, they all must be held accountable.
No one, especially the president, is above the law.
A few moments later.
Some people, they be doing the most. People do the most. I mean, I don't think Obama's going to jail. Oh my goodness.
Hacking the election to elect Trump is the end of our democracy. Votes were definitely
Well, I know,
affected.
but you're not-
Russia hacked the election to tilt it to Mr. Trump.
The Russians definitively hacked the election.
Russia did hack the election.
No doubt. The Russians hacked the election.
Yes, Russia hacked the election.
Fact, Russia hacked the election.
President-elect Donald Trump still not sounding convinced that Russia hacked the election.
The president does not want to come to terms with the fact that the Russians hacked the election.
President Trump says he still wonders if the Russians hacked the election.
If you can get him to accept that Russia hacked the election, see if you can get him to accept who won the Civil War.
If he admits it, it casts a shadow on his victory over Hillary Clinton.
Russia hacked the election.
Russia hacked the election.
Russia hacked the election.
Russia hacked the election.
Let's be clear, Russia hacked the election. Definitively, Russia hacked the election, and Russia is doing it again now.
Election-related cyber hacking.
Cyber hacking of U.S. elections.
Cyber hacking of the election.
Russia was cyber hacking the election.
Russia was cyber hacking the election.
The CIA, the FBI, NSA.
All of these intelligence organizations.
17 intelligence agencies
All conclude that Russia hacked the election.
If we find out that Donald Trump just theoretically was colluding with Russia while they were hacking the election, that is completely impeachable.
This dossier alleged a conspiracy between the Trump campaign and the Russian effort to hack the election.
The director of national intelligence, the head of the National Security Agency, the head of the FBI, all of these intelligence experts saying Russia hacked the election.
The FBI, the CIA, the NSA, the former director of national intelligence, James Clapper, I mean, they've all said this. So to believe that that's wrong, you have to believe they're all involved in an elaborate conspiracy to get Donald Trump, which seems a little far-fetched to me.
So I played that video because I wanted you to see that the media was complicit in all of this. They pushed this narrative that the Russians hacked into, wherever they hacked into the election, to the DNC, or they made it into something that was not. And the media is as guilty as Obama and all the rest, okay? Most would say that, you'll hear some people say that this isn't about Obama or anything like that. Yes, it is. This is about Obama, okay? We're here to confront the possibility that power, even progressive power, can corrupt. And progressive power is bad, okay? And if we're serious about truth, then we must be serious about accountability. So, I really hope that the Trump administration, the DOJ, they really push forward with this. No fear. Push forward and hold everybody accountable. Okay? That's going to do it for me. Thanks for listening. If this episode made you feel a little uncomfortable, I'm doing my job. That means that you're paying attention and you're actually listening. So please remember to subscribe, share, like this video, and please leave a comment below. And stay curious, because the truth doesn't care about your comfort zone. Okay? This is Mark. Peace.